what does this mean for North Carolina's potential for next season?
Well, I think I've definitely been driving the reclass, and I think there was normally myself, Sherrell, you. I think we're always usually not in favor of these types of situations, but when you look at Cadeau, between the age, between what he had accomplished, it just made a lot of natural sense. I think it is always a hard adjustment, but UNC is getting a point guard that one, a true point guard, two, a point guard that'll have the best vision since Kendall Marshall in terms of just that gift for passing. Right now in the EYBL, he's averaging 10 assists per game over 2 sessions, pretty much double anybody else. And I don't know how much more he would have gained another year of high school. Now, there's obviously a huge jump up to the college ranks and how he fits in, but I think for a team that struggled to pass the ball, move the ball, run in transition, this just boosts that immediately. And it gets a guy who, you know, from all the interviews, great kid, has a little bit of international experience playing with Sweden, and you get to get him in now, and you get to see how he can fit in with a team where there have been a lot of pieces put together to try to redeem themselves from last year. And here comes a guy with that great vision and a point guard that'll be a lot different than what UNC has seen over the last 5 to 10 years.
Sherrell, why now? I mean, when Cadeau committed to North Carolina some time ago, I think this was mentioned, but it just kind of came out of nowhere, the seriousness of it all. And I think that the closer we got into the EYBL season, now heading to the late spring and early summer, this felt more and more, I guess, inevitable is the word. So why now? What's reclassing doing for this kid and his family and his future prospects?
I'd say first, going even back to when he committed, even in our story, we said, we're not sure when the future of the North Carolina backcourt is coming, but he's coming. So it's like you said, it's been a question for a long time. And I think basically the combination of things that have happened to him over the last 6 months have kind of pushed him over the top. So you talk about how well he played with Link Academy. Obviously, we all saw the Geico Nationals and some of the things he did. I think he had like two of the top four assist games in the history of that tournament. And there's been some big names in that tournament. He played with the Swedish national team, against grown physical adult men, not against high schoolers. So there's that. I think he gained, excuse me, confidence there. And, for some time we had kind of heard that like once he kind of saw how good he was going to be on the EYBL circuit, that maybe that would be enough to convince him. So I do think those 8 games over the last 2 weekends really played a major part because to Sean's point, it's like, what else is there really for him to do at the high school level? And I think from a Carolina perspective, Hubert Davis has been on the record as kind of against reclasses. I'm not Hubert Davis, but in general, I am too. But you can't have a one size fits all approach. And Cadeau really is a special circumstance where he's a player who's, again, to Sean's point, has all the experience, has done pretty much everything you can do in high school. And then the way he dominated EYBL, I think really went ahead and pushed him over the top. Fans aren't going to want to hear this, but I don't think it's that dissimilar to what happened to UNC last year in reverse when Gigi Jackson went up to number one and then played so well at NBPA. Sometimes it just takes a weekend or two that you can see that you're on a different level from some of your counterparts and you need to move on in order to keep fostering your growth. And I think that's what it's all about for him. It's about getting to UNC, playing against grown men consistently and kind of advancing quicker because what was he going to do next year, in high school? Like there was nothing left to accomplish. So I think it was kind of a no-brainer for him.